And for you, obviously a Brazilian influence in terms of poets that you admire. Where did this infatuation come from?
I grew up in international schools, and there were always Brazilians at the schools, and I think they probably introduced me to Brazilian music. And then when I was in college, I was singing like jazz, basically, and I started singing songs that were Brazilian jazz standards, and I just preferred to sing in Portuguese, but I had no idea what I was saying. But I loved the way that the language sounded when it was in music. So I decided to learn Portuguese so that I could sing the songs and understand what I was saying. And then I was obsessed with learning Portuguese. Like, going to those classes was the most fun thing ever. I was just like so excited all the time. And then I wanted to go to Brazil so that I could use my Portuguese. And then I went to Brazil, and then my infatuation just kept growing and growing and growing.
And so once kind of this project took hold, then it was automatic to kind of use what you've learned.
Yeah, exactly.
In that sense, because there's a lot of world music, not just Brazilian influences. So all those influences, do they come from a specific place, or is it just whatever you hear and like?
It comes from all over, like whatever we hear and like.
Yeah.
I really like I think my two favorite genres are, I mean, I guess they're really broad strokes, but like Brazilian, like old school bossa nova Brazilian music, and then like West African kora music. And I don't know how they do make their way into music or not, but
they totally do. And also, like, I mean, my favorite music was house music with a lot of house music has tribal drums or like South American rhythms, or little hi-hat patterns or cowbells and like percussion breakdowns, and these things really overlapped. Like some of the stuff that she had never heard it in this context, and I had never heard those sort of things in that context, and bringing them together it was sort of a natural thing.
Am I right in saying, Tukker, that for you it was also, you made a point to kind of speed things up in terms of the music?
Yeah, a lot of speed. A lot of speed was added.
So how come, what was kind of the dynamic, and what was your response in a way?
I mean, the dynamic, yeah, I've always been open to it.
I mean, she loves to dance, and like she loves to, be in a party atmosphere and be surrounded by excitement and emotional bleh.
Yeah.
And so it kind of worked perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, I like both types of music. Like, I love slow music, I love really fast music. But I think I was drawn to making slower music because it was like, when I was writing before, I was writing by myself. And so I was also writing like with the instruments that I had, which is my voice and my guitar. And so I think all of that sort of lent itself, like, and I was in a bedroom where I was like trying to be quiet for the other people around. So when I was writing quiet music and slow music. And then when we met and we were writing for this totally different context, it was natural because I also love going to the club and dancing and working out and all the things that lend itself to like really fast music.
Because is that in a sense the aim, to get people to dance and get people to move?
Absolutely.
Totally.
Then there's obviously Drinkee was nominated for a Grammy. So did that, because you mentioned, well, the initial part to you went quite gradually, but was kind of the jump to kind of that notoriety, or I don't know how to call it, but was that quick for you?
It's so funny because now I think in retrospect it was quick. But there was like a lot of gestation period that happened that people weren't aware of. Like before we even put Drinkee out, there was a year between, right? Like when we wrote it, when we first wrote the very beginning of it and when we put it out, was almost a full year. And there was so much that happened in that year that was difficult and that was slow, and like I didn't know if I was gonna be able to keep doing this, and I had a big injury, and like there were so many things that happened that then people are like, oh, it happened overnight, and you're like,
Right.
well, it happened quickly. Like it was really cool that it happened that early in our career, and we were not expecting it at all.
Yeah, the Grammy thing definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
But also like there was a lot of stuff that had to happen that was slow and like that took effort and that was behind the scenes.
So in that sense then, because I can imagine you're looking towards a debut album. So are you taking it slow now because of that? Kind of taking, not taking it slow, but taking your time maybe?
No. We're
Not
moving
really.
pretty quickly now.
We're not rushing, but we've had a bunch of songs finished for a while and a bunch of music videos ready and waiting, and we've kind of just been sort of timing them out, but we're always like, come on, let's throw it all out there.
Okay.
So
And
a
we're
lot of
always
new
writing
stuff.
now. Like it's
a lot of new stuff is coming.
yeah.
And then there's a lot of new stuff after that
Sure.
ready also, so it's fun.
So what can you tell me, or what have you noticed about kind of the new stuff that will come out soon?
It's so good.
We love it.
Yeah, we really do.
I think
love
we've
it.
developed as people a lot and like developed our ability to express ourselves and be vulnerable and be weird and crazy, and I think all of that comes out in the music.
Right. And is this what you mentioned, kind of being weird and being creative? And is that a confidence thing that you have to build towards?
Yeah, I think so. I think we always had it in us, but I think the more we do this and the more we work together, the more we're encouraged to try new things and like become more and more ourselves.
Can you finally then tell me one thing that you kind of tried out or experimented with that you didn't think was going to work, or wouldn't maybe a year ago would have thought, well, we're going to do that?
But it did work. I'm not sure we tried anything we thought wouldn't work.
Okay.
I feel like I wouldn't try it if I thought it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I would try it if
I thought it would work.
yeah. And then sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But in a sense, is it a blank canvas then? Can you be inspired by anything and then?
Yeah. We really just make what we love and what we want to hear. What
We want to see.
Yeah, what we're inspired by that period of time. It's really like, it's a total blank canvas. Like, who knows, the next song could sound totally different and the next video could look totally different,
Right.
which is fun. Yeah, and we feel like hopefully the people following us and the audience listening to us will go on that ride with us and trust us that even though things are changing, it's still us, and it's still coming from a place of like authenticity, and it's who we are.
Last question then, because you say you've written a lot now. Are you anxious then about anxious in the sense of what people will think of the new music?
I'm really not.
Not really. Probably less so than ever,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
I think we love what we have made so much,
Yeah.
and that's enough.
I mean, not everyone's gonna like it, but if they don't,
really
it doesn't
like it.
it doesn't bother me. Yeah, maybe everyone's gonna like it. No, it
I
doesn't
really-
bother me if someone doesn't like it because I really like it.
Yeah.
But if I was unsure of it and then I put it out and someone didn't like it, that might bother me because then I'd be like, are they right? Is it not good? But anything we put out, I know I love.
And
I
we've
know
also,
Sophie loves.
yeah, we've sat with this music for a while and we've performed a lot of it too. So we've had time to figure out, like, do we really love this? Yeah, we really love this. It's not like, sometimes when we write a song, like the next day we think it's amazing. And then in a week we realize, like, we don't love it. But with I think everything that we're going to put out, we sat with these things enough that we know that we love them.
Very good. So Sofi Tukker, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.